It is Monday, February 17th, and we have been seeing some impactful winter weather in different parts of the country. Now, in the east, it's been some heavy snowfall, and some of that snowfall still lingering in the forecast. We'll talk about that. Now, for the prairies, extreme cold. We saw Brandon, Manitoba, with a wind chill of minus 50 this morning. Now, here's a look at the temperature anomaly. You can see the cold, not just a problem for the prairies, dipping all the way down into parts of the United States, but with this cold, not much in the way of snowfall, almost too cold for snow. And here's a look at how the temperature anomaly is with another cold day on tap for tomorrow. For Regina, we're going to be 23 degrees colder than usual for this time of year, with a high of minus 33 degrees in the forecast for tomorrow. Again, that's the afternoon high. The good news is relief is on the way. Take a look here, fast forwarding to Saturday, and we're going to be flirting with double digits in southern Alberta. So nice to see some relief on the way, but the extreme cold still very much a factor, and it's going to be widespread across the prairies, that relief. So be patient, but for now, extremely cold conditions. Now, fairly quiet today for the south coast of British Columbia, but a very active pattern starts to build in over the next few days. So dry for our Monday, but then later on into Tuesday and Wednesday, we have a couple different rounds of rain moving through, and this is nothing too extreme in terms of rainfall totals, kind of close to usual, kind of business as usual for this time of year. But looking at this afternoon, 7 degrees for Vancouver, even warmer conditions on the way. But as I mentioned, multiple days of rainy weather. Off to the east now, still some lingering impacts with this big winter system that moved through. Now, we're going to be seeing Atlantic Canada dealing with some lingering snowfall earlier in the day. But here's a little recap for Ontario and Quebec. Montreal, 40 centimeters of snow with this system, 38 centimeters in the nation's capital, and some very disruptive snowfall totals around the Golden Horseshoe as well, 32 centimeters for Hamilton. Now, strong wind gusts are going to continue today, blowing snow and still making for some difficult travel conditions. On top of that, road closures could be in the cards for areas getting another round of lake effect snowfall. So this is going to be setting up today into tomorrow. And as you can see, parts of the Snowbelt region in southern Ontario, 50 centimeters are possible. And here's a look at how that's going to time out over the next day or two. So something to keep in mind with some very high snowfall totals still in the forecast for some. Cold temperatures are not just a problem for the prairies. We see parts of northern Ontario and even down into southern areas. Toronto's typical daytime high this time of year is like minus 1 degree. Right now, minus 8 for today's high, feeling like minus 17 on our Monday with these gusty winds. Speaking of strong winds, that's still a factor in southern Quebec. So limited snowfall left, but with those winds, that's going to conspire for some still difficult travel for today. Conditions improving into tomorrow. Cold wind chill values also on tap in southern Quebec. And for Atlantic Canada, earlier in the day, we see Newfoundland impacted by the last little bit of this storm. But even as the system pushes off, we have the wraparound snow widespread for parts of the Maritimes today. And then instead of lake effect snow like we're seeing in Ontario, sea effect snow setting up thanks to these very strong winds that remain in the forecast, continuing to bring some difficult weather.